stage. Next stage, I'm going to make me salted caramel sauce. Nice and straightforward, guys. Yeah, it's basically a heavy based pan. Why do we need to use a heavy based pan? Enlighten me, please. Tell me, what is the purpose of using that solid base? Why do we need it, especially working in a professional kitchen? The ingredients are soft light brown sugar, caster sugar, unsalted butter, double cream, golden syrup. Straightforward, nice and easy. And then, because we're making a salted caramel, we're going to basically add in some fleur de sel or Malden sea salt. This is Malden sea salt, but you can use fleur de sel, which is flower of the sea. So basically what that means is it is a sea salt. It is not table salt. Do not put table salt in a salted caramel sweet product, because it is a totally different flavour of salt, number one, and number two, it'll taste bloody awful. Simple. So basically those are the ingredients, nice and straightforward. So in a pan I've got my butter, my brown sugar, caster sugar, and last but not least, I always weigh out my golden syrup into little cling film pots. I've shown my guys A group, I think. It's a lot easier. So you've got this, there's no mess, there's no, I mean, look at me ramekin, yeah, the ramekin, there's no syrup anywhere. It's all nice and clean. I just do a little nick, nice and straightforward, and gently squeeze out the liquid. So if you're using golden syrup, treacle, honey, glucose, anything, any of the sticky stuffs that are an absolute nightmare to work with, easiest way to do it. See, nice and clean. No issues, no hassles, all good. Job's a good one. Right, now with the heat resistant spatula, basically you're going to melt that down. Yeah, you're going to melt it down and you're going to start to caramelise it ever so softly. Alright? Whilst that's on the go, I'm going to put my chocolate fondant in the oven. It says on the recipe, let's have a quick try, 10 to 12 minutes. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my timer on for 9 minutes. Alright, so I can check them. And then they're going to go. I've already put a tray in to preheat it oven. The oven's on 180. I've already put a tray in, basically to help that seal the bottom. Alright? So the tray's up the temperature and the oven's up the temperature. They're going to go in to the oven for 9 minutes, and I'll look at them after 9 minutes. Let's have a look here. Salted caramel. As you can see, it's all melting down nicely now. Caramel being the operative word here. I want a little bit of colour. I'm just going to start bringing everything together. Alright, I can smell more than anything what's happening with that sugar. Yeah, you want a little bit of darkness, you want a little bit of caramel colour going on. We've got the golden syrup and we've got the brown sugar in there, so it's already started that process. If it was just pure caster sugar, you would have to take it further to make sure that you've got a good amber coloured sauce. That's there, that's good. Now I'm going to go in with the cream. Like you say, it's a double cream that's going in. This is where you've got to be careful, because it will be molten hot, because obviously that's just pure sugar in there before that cream went in. So that's the sauce done. Nice colour, nice golden colour on it. We'll just turn the heat down. I'll turn the heat off actually. Then I'm just going to get the spoon, because unfortunately we do need a taste. Yeah, happy with that. So what now I'm going to do, I'm going to start adding a little bit of flour. I made salt. It says 1/4 teaspoon. You don't want loads of salt in there though, guys. Yeah, you want to it's got to have an accent of salt, a little bit behind in the back of the palate. What other things could you add to this to make it a little bit more different in a sauce? Yep, salted caramel, everyone's done that. It's been around for a few years now. Everyone and the father's done it. So anything else? What else could you enhance the chocolate fondant with? What other ingredients could you, or flavourings could you add to this caramel sauce to enhance that chocolate fondant? Nearly there. Again, for me, just a hint more, not a lot. And mix that. Yeah, happy with that. You've got a hint of salt behind there, but you're not tasting salt, you're just tasting a savoury note at the back of the palate. Right, good. Right, next job for me is the chantilly. Alright, I don't need to explain chantilly to you guys yet. We all know what it is. We've made it plenty of times already. Key one is the double cream. And about 150, I can't remember what says on the recipe, but I don't want loads because I'm at home, so it's not going to go anywhere, so I'm not going to waste it. So I've got that. Yeah. You need icing sugar. Okay. And vanilla. What I've got here is a vanilla paste, yeah. Got a vanilla extract, quite intense in flavour. So don't need loads of it, just a little hint. It's like a syrup. Remember, cloth underneath, that helps protect your bowl. Like I say, it's like a syrup, so basically all I'm going to do is cut a little bit off there. You don't want a ton of it, yeah. It's not want that, let's put that on there. I'm just going to add a little bit more vanilla race to the sauce. Right, icing sugar. Icing sugar, icing sugar. I'm going to open. I can't see any. It's not clear. So icing sugar for sweetness, but remember what you've got in your sauce, yeah, you've got quite a sweet sauce, so bear that in mind when you're adding your icing sugar, yeah. Don't want loads of it. So for me, a teaspoon or so will be fine, alright. Just want to accent the flavour of the cream and the vanilla. Alright, so again in with the whisk, and you want a nice consistency, smooth consistency of the cream. I mean, if you had bigger volume, you'd use a machine. Obviously, I've only got small amounts, so I don't use a machine. You all know what it looks like, so while I'm doing it, it's pointless you watching.